On Second Shot, we tackle 2 new headlines every week to find out what kind of wisdom the world is dishing out today. And we want you to be a part of that. When you see a headline you want to take a second shot at, or if you're looking for advice, or just want to tell us what you think of the show, email us at secondshotcast@gmail.com. If you like what you hear, rate us on iTunes. This helps us move up in the ratings so more people will see us. And if you want to hear more, subscribe to the show so that the new episodes will get straight to you every single Friday. We love you. Thanks for listening, and enjoy.
There's a lot of news in the world today.
News that might surprise you, startle you, upset, or maybe impress.
News that's not always for the faint of heart.
That's why the man who failed his way to success, Heath Oakes, is stepping up.
Tackling today's headlines with ignorance on fire in a way only a millennial mogul can.
Take off your sport coat, grab a beer, and enjoy the conversation.
This is Second Shot with your host, Heath Oakes.
Man, do we have a treat for everybody today. We got the Action Jackson himself in studio.
Yes,
introduce everybody to my friend Patrick Jackson.
Yes, sir. Hello, Heath. How you doing?
Good,
Great.
good. And of course, Zach.
Hey, how's it going?
Matt hiding behind the wall trying to stay.
Hello.
You know, he don't like to stay with us peasants.
He's got a
Stay
camera
quiet.
in there.
He's
so,
kind of he's too high and mighty for us.
Sure.
Big
league.
Gosh, I've been here running the show for you. And you
I'm sorry.
jamming
I'm
on
sorry.
me like
I'm
that.
sorry, Matt. I'm sorry. You are the man with the controls. I do. I'm sorry about that. But I my buddy Patrick Jackson. We've known each other now for 10, 11 years or so, and fellow East Texan, and interesting story. You know, football. Played in the NFL and college, and played for a national championship, and does a lot of stuff in the NFL, a lot of individual businesses. He was actually in the insurance for a long time. That's how we met back in the day, and we'll go into his story of the third segment as we always do on this to really let you get to know a little bit about Patrick. But Patrick and I have always kind of been, because we're both really fiery people, so this could be a hot
topic.
Sure.
hot episode.
A little bit of vitriol in Second Shot today. All right, I can get behind that.
Fellow East Texans, and except for he's all like polished. Like you listen to his speak is not like mine.
No.
Listen to your late.
No.
Like, he talks much better
You
than
got a
me.
great radio voice.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Sorry. Just wait. Just wait.
Some of that redneck come out the twang.
Yeah, some of it. Some
No,
of it.
not at all.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get started with the headlines, shall
Okay.
we? First thing, very recent this came up. A teen who wore traditional Chinese dress to prom sparks fury on social media. A young woman, Kezia Dom, I think is how you say it, of Salt Lake City, was going shopping for a prom dress, couldn't quite find the right thing, and in a vintage dress shop in Utah, she found this really, really ornate, beautiful Chinese dress. Like a real high neckline. It's red with like gold leafing and like really cool. So she took pictures, posted online, really excited about it. And then somebody on Twitter, a guy named Jeremy Lamb, it's not a celebrity or anything, just somebody on Twitter saw it and made a tweet that said his culture, his Asian culture, Eastern culture, I presume, is not her prom dress. He dressed it up a little bit more, used a couple more words than I would like to offer on the show here. But he was pretty upset about this. And then this caught fire on social media, as social media does, and suddenly people are bantering back and forth on whether or not a woman who is, for all intents and purposes, Caucasian should be wearing a dress that is not of her culture. And I got to be honest, I saw this headline and thought to myself, well, I don't know what we can do. This doesn't seem like a second shot thing. And then Heath sent it to me, and it was like, this one. I want to talk about this. So I don't know what you've got, but I'm curious to see what your second shot is.
Here's the thing: is number one, I'm not going to comment on whether or not that was
culturally
was okay or not, because that's not my culture, so I don't know if that's right or wrong. Right? Like if she wore a white trash, tank top and some holy jeans, and I could comment on it. That's where I'm from. That's me. So I can comment on my own. Right?
Proudly made in Tyler, Texas.
Yeah.
The whole
Yeah. But I'm not going to comment on that aspect because I don't know.
Okay.
It's not me. I can't sit there and judge that. What I'm going to talk about is dressing in general, right? I think in today's world, right, they got this whole, people go, well, you're supposed to be casual in who you are. No, you're supposed to be dressed nice. And, a lot of people go, well, when you go meet with customers, you always dress one level above them. Or when you don't have it, you fake it till you make it. So you dress better. You do all those things, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
So I thought this was perfect because my man Patrick here is also a very sharp dressed guy
You both look great.
who
Yeah.
always dresses very, very sharp.
I need to look into that.
Yeah. Get you one of those dresses.
Yes. It's a
my
nice
God.
dress.
Get a suit like that.
Yeah, hey.
Yeah, well, we may be stepping all over the culture just by saying that.
No,
Golly. But what are your thoughts around all that? Because that's from when you were coming into it. Back in the early 90s and stuff, would you imagine businesses ever let people in with shorts and stuff? So stuff has changed. So what are your thoughts around that?
Right now, just what I'm thinking right now, I'm in social media. I do social media branding. And the thing that gets me is that, like you mentioned, the Jeremy person that
let me get his name.
Jeremy Lamb. Tweet.
I mean, used to be growing up in East Texas, if you have a problem with someone, and I know, now social media has blown this thing up to make it a global
of course.
sense, but
all the world's a stage.
You direct that to that person, and you find out what they was thinking before they put it on.
Absolutely.
And then after you get, back and forth and you get an agreement, you're okay with it.
Yeah.
But now one tweet can go out and millions of people get it. It goes viral.
Yep.
Next thing you know, you have a whole situation which she probably didn't even put the dress on to go into having a situation.
She thought she was doing something she thought it was a pretty dress and that it was actually kind of a good thing because she was representing their culture.
Right.
And it is a pretty dress. I'd like to make that clear for anybody who hasn't seen this. It's a nice dress.
Right.
Yeah.
And she could have asked an Asian friend or something about the dress beforehand.
I mean,
I
I don't know if I would have ever even thought to ask or not. I guess I would have thought, that wasn't disrespectful, but that's not, so I don't know.
Right.
It's funny when I started in the business. I've always had a baby face. I've always looked really young, and right when I started selling, I got 3 $79 suits online.
Yeah,
and got them ordered. And you had to go tailor because obviously they didn't fit at all. But $79, and I wore a suit and tie every day.
Yeah,
from then on, and
I think we're still on. Keep going.
And so we had a little technical difficulty. It's okay, everybody. But one of the neat things is, an interesting part of it all was, I dressed like that because I felt so young that as soon as I put a suit on, I automatically kind of looked older, right? And some people would say, well, when you go to somebody's house and you're selling them insurance and they live in a trailer house, you walk in a suit, that can be, they can seem, they may be intimidated or all this and that, right? And some people say the rule of dress one level above kind of the clients you work with, but some say you kind of, put it off. I've always believed that number one is you got to dress whatever makes you feel great, whatever that is, because I'm a firm believer that when you look at yourself in the mirror and you go, man, I look good.
Yes.
I feel confident.
Yes.
Then you're that way. And so the other thing that I've always done is I've always said this. I go, look, I put on jeans and a polo, okay, and you're going out making, because in our world, going sales calls, I could be running 4 or 5 different businesses in one day. I don't know what it's going to be, right? If I'm in jeans and a polo and we show up to a downtown Dallas law firm, I can't slap on something to be more fit their kind of way,
profile,
right?
Culture. Right.
But if I wear a suit and tie every day and I show up to a construction site, I can take the jacket off, the tie off, roll up the sleeves, and then I'm fine, right?
Exactly.
In a law firm, I can put it all right back on. You can't do it the other way. So that's where I've always kind of been. I've always been, you need to dress what makes you feel something great. Would you agree?
Start off with you. I call it putting on my uniform.
Yeah.
I have my uniform, yes. I'd rather dress up starting off, and then I can always take off.
Yeah.
Take down.
Yeah.
Sure.
As opposed to, like you're saying, now I'm stuck. I'm at this law firm. I got on blue jeans and, flip-flops or sneakers or so.
Yeah.
Now I said, I wish I had brought my suit.
Yep.
My tie, and I'm out of the game now.
Yeah, because then you can't do it.
Yeah, and you never get a second chance to make a first impression.
That I like that. I like that a lot. Say that again.
Sure.
You never get a second chance to make a first impression.
What is it that I was saying? What I always loved was our buddy Deion Sanders said.
Which one?
The
Several.
Yeah, no. One of
talking about if you look good.
If you looks good, you feels good. If you feels good. You plays good. If you plays good, you get paid good.
If you get paid good, you eat good.
Yeah. So he had this whole thing, and I've always loved it because I said, look, I'm not against. I've never been anybody who's had any kind of mandatory dress code for people.
Right.
Now, by second chance, the majority of the people that work with me and work for me end up dressing, similar to what I do, but I don't tell them to.
Right.
They can do it however they want. But I'm going to tell you this. When's the last time you saw somebody in khaki shorts and a holy shirt and said, man, I want to be like them?
Right.
That's what you got to ask yourself is when's the last time you sat there and thought in these, shorts, all that stuff, you go, whoo, man, I'm feeling confident. Yeah. You don't, that's the thing is that's what people don't understand. The way you dress and the way you come off it just exudes it from yourself.
Well, exactly. I mean, just like when I met you. I mean, again, like you said, you came in with your suits and you was professional.
Yeah.
But you didn't force anyone to wear suits, but you set the tone.
Yep.
The tone is set up from the top.
Yep.
And when you come in and you see this on a day-to-day basis, now what you want to do is get your guys or your team is leveling up.
Yep.
Be he's already successful doing selling.
Yep.
He's already successful at networking and making new contacts. How can I be successful? And sometimes it's the visual.
Yes.
It's seeing it, and once you see it on a day-to-day basis, now you want to start. Let me change my wardrobe a little bit. Let me get and I'm having a big issue right now with my wife. She always talk about untuck your shirts. You always have your shirts tucked in, the t-shirts tucked. And I tried, and so I like. This is not me.
Yeah.
I like to have my shirts tucked. Now, every once in a while, I put one out. But I feel like I'm in the uniform and I have my shirts tucked.
That's called you getting old, Patrick.
I feel like that a long time.
But I always say, too, it doesn't have to be a suit and tie.
Yeah.
But you've got to be put together. So, for instance, you go out to East Texas. You're going to find some guys in business that are sharp, that look sharp and look confident, that have starched jeans, their cowboy boots, a tucked-in, starched, button-up shirt that is sharp looking.
Yeah, smelling good.
Absolutely.
Good. Yes,
That's what I think it's more so. It's just everything put together. Even if I'm going to work from my home office for a day, I still get up and get dressed.
Right.
Because if I sit there and I'm not, like, I don't feel as confident. I don't feel as...
like
with
I'm getting things done. I'm productive.
Yeah.
Sure. Like I've heard it said before, this is Texas. Even the billionaires wear jeans. And I appreciate that.
Yes.
But they wear sharp jeans. Let's be clear. Yeah.
They're starched.
They're not wearing, holy ratty jeans. There's a difference.
But and that's what I always say is it doesn't take money to look good. So people go, I got to make money first. I had $79 suits, buddy.
Yeah.
And I wore those 3 suits for 4 or 5 years over and over and over. Exactly. And then, it's kind of like the same thing with the car. You ain't got to have a nice car to keep the dang thing clean. Exactly. You know what I mean? Exactly. Like that's the thing is, it's just because you ain't got a nice car don't mean it got to be nasty.
Right, right.
I believe that the way you dress, the way you present yourself with your car, with your dress, with anything, puts off who you are.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Do you want to get up in the morning and you want to feel sloppy all day, or do you want to feel put together? And look, that's what it may just be jeans and a tucked-in shirt, but you feel put together.
Yeah.
Together.
So I would tell you to think about that when you dress. I've never had people that said, I'm not doing business with you because you look too professional. Right. Okay?
Never once. Huh?
Never once.
Yeah.
I've had people that I know people that didn't get business because they come in looking like a slob.
Right. Sure.
And it gave them the wrong impression.
Off the top.
You know what I mean? I would rather somebody's impression of me be too professional than slob.
Right.
So take that home with you. Think about that. I mean, I'm a fan of you dress how you feel, and when you dress up and do any of that, you feel better about yourself, and your confidence will exude out across anything else. So maybe put that in context. I'm not saying you got to go get out and get the expensive suits like Patrick and I and all that have.
Wait a minute.
I'm saying, just put yourself together a little bit, all right?
Yeah.
Exactly. We got a pretty fiery one coming up next on the second segment of Second Shot.
He's a suit and tie kind of guy with deep Southern roots. Heath Oaks hosts more of Second Shot coming up on RNCN.
You guys have been listening to Second Shot and hearing us talk about it. You need to go pick up my book, Ignorance on Fire, A Journey of Failing Your Way to Success. You can get it on Amazon in a paper book. You can also hear this beautiful voice of mine in audiobook style on Audible or anywhere you're going to get your audiobooks. Guys, this book took a lot of time to put into it, and I believe it can really be some life-changing stuff to help you on your path to success. And hopefully you're going to fail your way to success just like I did. Ignorance on Fire, A Journey of Failing Your Way to Success. Amazon.com, Audible.com, audiobooks, paper books, everything. Get it, share it with your people, and I appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Go pick it up today.
Ready? Aim. Fire. Second Shot is back for another round on RNCN.
As we say in East Texas, if this next segment doesn't light your fire, your wood's wet.
Wood's wet.
You know what I mean? Your wood is going to be extremely wet because I'm going to tell you, I was when I saw this story and that outcome of it, boy, just fired me up. Like, yes, that's what I'm talking about. Like I was so excited. I was so excited for him. I loved it. I thought it was a great one. I thought, and with Patrick coming in today, I was like, man, this is kind of right up our alley.
Well, Heath, I'm like the crowd. I'm ready to get to it.
Yeah,
let's just get this wood dry so we can light this fire.
Yeah, this one's this is a tough headline. We get tough headlines every once in a while. This one has a happy ending though, so that's important. Okay. Miracle boy wakes after parents sign organ donation papers in days of being brain dead. Trenton McKinley defied all odds last month when, after a dune buggy accident specifically, the 13-year-old boy was knocked unconscious. He was clinically dead for about 15 minutes. He was in a hospital, laid up. The doctor said, listen, guys, telling his parents, of course, it's not going to work out. Even if somehow he does manage to come back, he's in a coma. He's not going anywhere. He's on life support. You're going to have to punch out here. Yeah, you're going to have to, you need to make the hard choice. And so they decided, I think we're going to do it. And then right before they
found three. There was 3 other kids that were actually sitting there that matched his deal for his organs.
5 other kids, yeah. And
they signed the paperwork and all, and we're going to pull the plug the next day.
Right. And when they were deciding they were going to do it, right before they gave him the final brainwave test, before they signed everything out, his hand moved. And they looked at his eyes, and suddenly his eyes weren't all washed out in black. They were bright blue, and he was back. He made it.
Come on. And not only that, but, he's not a vegetable. He's walking, talking.
Yeah,
he's
I got a photo of him.
He's yeah. I heard him a little interview with him. He's full recovery. Like, that's amazing. When I saw that, when you talk about the definition of triumph and the overcoming odds and just victory in general, and being doing it against what others would say, and just empowering through, no matter what that is, to your story, what that story is doing. I mean, when I saw it, I just thought about, man, don't give up. Yeah. Like, I thought that I immediately went to, that's why you never give up, because you just don't. Number one is that God can do anything. I mean, that's just my personal faith belief is that that just doesn't happen. Yeah. And there's something in store for that young man.
Well, what I see also is just imagine the parents getting to that point to sign off. Yeah. Sign the organ donation papers.
Yeah.
What they had to endure, or what they was enduring leading up to that time.
Yep.
I remember and that's personal for me in a sense, because my 12-year-old daughter now, she was a preemie, born 3 months early.
Yeah.
And I remember at one hospital, I'm not going to say the name, one hospital said, you guys may want to talk, and basically was saying, talk about terminating the child. And so we're like, oh no, we're gonna go after this thing.
Yeah.
Went to our main hospital, and my wife, of course, delivered the baby. But wow, just every day, it's tedious, because every day you're looking at, is this going to be the day?
Yeah.
We was like, we're looking at my baby, and she's living. So long as she's still alive and opening her eyes or moving or whatever, we still giving her an important life to her, talking to her in the whole nine. And we went to that step, and I can just imagine with this, the miracle baby, as far as they signing organ donation papers, they was at the point of, this is it. This is almost final.
When you hear stories like this one, and you're talking about with your daughter too, and all of these stories of people that overcome things and all that, what blows my mind is that people still give up today. Right. It's like, even all of these long odds of people making it, whether it's somebody that's been told, you're too dumb, you're never going to do anything, right? Yeah. It's not a good chance for you to make it successful, or you're not going to walk again. If you're sitting there, you're not going to walk in, or you're sitting there and you got dealt with this disease that they're saying it's about there. Bull.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's always a shot as long as you're breathing, baby.
Look for that one sign. Everyone is talking about the 99 signs that's not happening, but you look for that one sign, and I think it was a movement or something. A hand, a finger just moved, just maybe a centimeter or something. Yeah. And when you saw that, boom,
it's game on now.
It's time to go.
And that's the thing, is if you're sitting in that spot right now where it's just like the odds have been dealt against you over and over, and you have that disease that you've been dealt with, you have it looks like you can't hit those goals. It looks like you're stuck in whatever situation you're in. You're not. Yeah. I'm telling you, as long as you got right now, you're listening to this podcast, you got a shot.
Got a shot
to change that.
Got a shot.
No matter what obstacles it looks like are absolutely impossible to do. The word impossible is one of the worst words in the English language. Just like the word realistic to me. I hate the word realistic. I hate the word of, well, let's be realistic. He's not going to, even if he comes back, he's going to be a vegetable. BS.
Yeah.
I know something more than you, brother.
Yeah. Well, what that miracle boy, in a sense, if he could talk right now, or the quote I would use for that guy is, you mentioned the word impossible. Well, just add a brief apostrophe there. Just put I'm possible.
Yep.
Instead of this is an impossible situation. I'm possible.
Yep.
That's it.
I love it.
So, I mean, for me, my football career ended on my foot. I turned my whole foot around.
Yeah.
Broken ankle, the whole nine. And so I'm sitting up in, rehab, foot in the cast, but my small toe started moving. And I said, oh, man, it's just a matter of time. The next one's
coming back.
It's coming back. It's coming back.
But even if that toe don't move, you still got to believe it.
You got to believe it.
No matter where you're at, no matter how bad the signs can look, you got to believe you can get that. Like, you got to believe that if depression's killing you, right? If depression's overcoming you have to believe you can control your mind.
You have to have people, too, that's around you that's going to give you something. Because
be one of those people.
Be one of those people.
Well, you should be one. You should strive to be one of those people that can go put life into somebody. Can say, no, don't pull that plug on me. I'm here for something, and it's about to get real. It's like that's my thing. Is be one of those. Like there's the best thing in the world is if you're somebody that people go, when I'm around them, I feel better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, are you that person? You know,
and knowing your people, because I know one of my best friends called me and left. This when we had voicemail, answering service machines, and so I was playing back my recorder, and I heard his message, and he stated to me, "I feel sorry for that ankle, because I know you're gonna bust rehab."
Yep.
And so that right there, because he knows me, any challenge, I'm looking for a challenge. And that statement, I feel sorry for your ankle because I know you're going to just bust through rehab. That's just something small. And that's all you need to get. It's like say game on.
Yeah, and that's the interesting thing, I believe, is that I think a lot of people deal with depression and they deal with all those things and they don't. I believe depression is a clinically medical, issue, right? But what I want to tell you is that you have the ability. Right. You can. Like, I always go, look, Zig Ziglar always says it. He goes, somebody goes, well, Zig, you're just always so positive. How can you be, that's just, positive thinking can't do everything. No, positive thinking can't do everything, but it can do everything better than stinking thinking.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
He's like, look, if you drop dead of a heart attack, I can positively believe I can give you open heart surgery, but it ain't going to happen.
Right.
Be real, but understand something. I believe that I got to at least believe that the best is coming, because if you don't, what else are you doing? You're sitting there wallowing in it. Right. I said wallowing. I said it right.
Wallowing. You did it. Yes.
I said it the right way.
Is that a hand clap?
Yeah, because I would say Waller, right? Like as we do in East Texas. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. So I got a lot of Heathisms, obviously.
Right. You have to remember,
which you know them. Yeah, you know them.
them.
You could speak my language, but I mean, I think that I believe that there's not enough people that are looking to be those courageous voices for others. Like too many people are walking around saying what's for me versus going, why don't I try to shoot out to go, I want to just fuel somebody with inspiration today. Right. I want to take somebody and tell them they can today. Like if more people said, I want to set out to go, man, you're looking sharper. Right. You got this, dude. Right. Like, I mean, those little bitty things matter, don't you think?
Right. Sure. It matters, and also from the angle you coming from, we need that. And then from the angle, say I'm the miracle boy. Yeah. Or I'm the person that's looking at a dead situation. For you to remind me that you have overcome.
Yes.
The thing, what you're going through now is it's a small mountain. You have overcome the expectations set for this young man now. I mean, I tell my daughter all the time, I said, what you giving up on this little English test when you were sitting in a little box, in a NICU box for 3 months, fighting every day for your life. Yep. And you're going to let this little test stomp you. Yep. That's not happening. Yep. I'm not going to allow it. From my end.
I love it.
So, like you as a coach, you have a player, you steadily encouraging that player, but that player actually believe. Yep. Believes, because a lot of times you get caught in the weeds of, man, I can't believe I'm going through this, and That's when that coach is about stinking thinking.
Yep.
Get it out of you.
And you got, and if you're not around a lot of those people, you got to take a look at yourself and realize you're not being that type of person, or you would be.
Right.
But I just think no matter what, man, no matter what you're going through and what you're sitting at, no matter what you want to strive for, no matter who tells you can, no matter who tells you can't, this boy was laying there literally signing the paperwork with no shot at all.
Yeah.
Not only did he come back, but he's fully recovered. The man was brain dead. He was literally dead at one, and he's all back from. If that's possible,
Right.
anything that you want to do
It's possible.
is possible. The only thing stopping you is what's between your two ears.
Exactly.
And guess what? You control your mind.
Yeah.
People, that's what people understand. You control what's between your ears. Change it. Think differently. Think you have that shot. Believe in that. Become that person that believes in yourself. And I believe we go back the first time. It starts with maybe you need to be dressing a little more confident. Maybe you need to put yourself together a little bit more. Clean your car out. Make it, even though it ain't no good, clean it up. The more you got around you that looks better, feels better, takes better, when you're overcoming those obstacles, you're going to be able to push right through them.
Exactly.
And then your story, when you come back from all that, is going to be something that changes somebody else's life. And I'm clear. I'm clapping for you, Mom and son.
Yeah.
I'm so happy for you. That made my day when I heard that story. And it's just what that kid's going to do is going to be huge.
I will say briefly, like they said, in East Texas, we always talk about testimony, but you can't have a testimony unless you go through a test.
Yep.
And so that's a huge test that I truly believe God blessed them to overcome.
Absolutely.
And that's a testimony.
Now we're going to come back on this third segment and get to know you a little bit better, Patrick.
Good. Sounds good. Thank you.
Now that's what I call ignorance on fire. More of Second Shot with Heath Oaks still to come.
To all of my friends in the great state of Texas, if you have not taken advantage, I have a way to save you a ton of money. I have saved over about $3,000 in the last year, and I have no hassle. Go to energyogre.com, put in the promo code SECONDSHOT. Now listen, promo code SECONDSHOT, and you're going to get a free month just for signing up and saving a ton of money. So don't be crazy. Stop sitting around talking about is this the real deal, and go do it right now. energyogre.com, promo code SECONDSHOT, and a free month. Thanks. Go get it now. Run.
Kick off your boots or suit up. The choice is yours. Welcome back to Second Shot on RNCN.
Matt, I got to tell you, believe it or not, Zach has been perfect on the timer today.
It's true.
Really? I'm impressed.
I know.
He has been legit, starting it on time every time, like stopping. I mean, everything is perfect. Zach, you're the man.
It's only taken me 8 episodes to figure out how to run a clock.
I'm just trying to fuel you with some inspiration.
After
Give you some
that last
belief,
segment,
buddy.
I'm fueled, man. I'm fired up.
Now that doesn't mean you haven't blown past your time.
Yeah,
but he has been doing it right.
Yeah, I made the choice to go past the time, but it wasn't Zach's fault.
Right.
That was mine.
Yeah.
Zach was correct.
That's good.
Giving you props, Zach.
Thanks for the slide about the time. Listen,
Not
if
a problem.
anybody's going to decide how long Second Shot runs, it's Heath Oaks.
Sure, yeah.
Nobody's going to tell him how long
his show.
needs
I'm
to
not-
be.
Yeah, it's there though. I got it. It's
conscious, yeah.
but I can't blame it on Zach this time. Last time I could. Patrick, let's tell them a little bit about you, man. I've always enjoyed Patrick. The first time we met, Patrick and I just connected.
Exactly.
When we first met, I was like 20, 21. I mean, I looked maybe 15.
Yeah, 17, 18, exactly.
Hey, what is this kid lost?
yes.
He's running this office, and it has a sales team, and it was what? Go for the no.
Yep,
Go for the no.
That's a good book. It's a good book.
Oh, who
it's
writes
called
that?
Go for the No.
Not to put you on the spot here.
It's like a 100-page book, maybe, right?
Oh, really?
I mean, maybe it's short.
Something Kittner or something?
Yeah, I think so. Go for the No. It's a really cool book.
All it needs is a couple pictures, and I'll probably read it.
Yes, it's a brief book, but great pack.
Go for the No. I'll check that out.
You get such an awesome story, and such a cool story. All the different experiences you've been. I want to kind of tell them a little bit about yourself.
Well, briefly, again, I'm thankful to be on this platform with Heath and Zach also.
Thank you.
This afternoon, but I'm from East Texas, Tyler, Texas, and John Tyler High School. I was blessed to get a scholarship, Stephen F. Austin, playing football, and I received my degree in marketing, and I We was on the national championship team, lost by 3 points, and that 3 points still bothers me.
To this day.
Till this day. But we had played a team like.
Maybe we should talk about getting over past things holding you back right on the next one.
I think our luck ran out because we beat a team 3 or 4 games before that game.
Yeah.
And we won that game by 3. Which we really should have lost.
Yeah.
But then we came back and lost by 3, which we really should have won. But anyway, long story, fast forward, was free agent, Atlanta Falcons. And the characters on that team was Deion Sanders, 1990. Deion Sanders, Andre Rison, head coach was Jerry Glanville.
Brett Favre was there too,
Brett
right?
Favre, my second year, Brett Favre got drafted to before he got traded to Green Bay. But great connections, great friends made. I still talk to some of those guys today. But I broke my ankle, left ankle, and then I got back into camp again, and then I went to broke my ankle, and then went to the World League, and I was getting ready to go back to Atlanta after the World League season was over, and I broke my right ankle, and that ended my career.
Yeah.
And so I was like,
well,
wow.
because I have a feeling your game was built on your speed, probably.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a time in college I was pumping weights and just trying to get, Lou Ferrigno type style. And one of my coaches came to me and said, "You'll never be a big guy." And he said, "Remember this: strength thrills, but speed kills."
Yeah.
And so that was like my last time in the weight room. Because I say I'm back on the field.
Because you're not a very tall. You're not like a receiver. You think of the Larry Fitzgerald 6'4", 6'5". So it's and now today's the Cole Beasley's kind of all that the speed is
5'9", 165, and we playing on the outside.
Yeah, strength kills, but strength thrills, but speed kills. I think that's the line they don't tell the linemen, right?
Yeah, not at all.
Like, all right, we're going to talk to the fast guys on the team now. Here's the deal, guys. If anybody's going to run it in, it's you guys. Anyway, sorry.
Exactly. So, I started after that and went to back to Stephen F. Austin. I needed 13 hours and got my degree. And started with New York Life.
Yep.
Yeah, I started in Tyler, Texas, New York Life. And then I moved to Dallas. And like 3 months in, I started my own agency and brokerage, just doing strictly life insurance and health insurance.
Yeah.
Did that for 10 years, and then started a moving company.
Yeah.
And then I was pitching an idea to this company, AAA, pitching an idea to them. And the manager said, "I need you over here in this department to run this department." Started with AAA, became 2 different travel manager and an insurance sales manager.
Wow.
And then I just like, man, corporate America, I'm not built for corporate America. This is like really the first time working with a job, 9 to 5.
For somebody else,
Exactly. So did that and became the number 1 manager in the Texas region. So I was blessed to do that. And then I left that and took a couple of months off, and I met Heath Oaks.
Yeah.
And talked to him about the situation, and he said, "Well, I'll tell you what, you're welcome to come, and I know you kind of on a short time, because I was up front with him, talked to him about it.
Because he was just kind of doing a little bit of everything. Just kind of figuring
moving
out.
company, traveling there. You got a lot going on.
So and Heath was. I'm still grateful for him to just understand that situation. But he was more like, I see who you are, and you can be a benefit to my team, to the office.
Just being here and people being around you.
Yeah, and I just and here I am, and I think I was like maybe the oldest guy in the
probably
the office. But my deal was, I always had work ethic, and so I knew that. Making calls, that was my thing. I'm not, I could easily be at home making 100 calls a day, but I said no. He has a call center at the office. I'm gonna make sure I go to the call center I think it was Monday, Tuesday, and early in the week, and just plow through my numbers, making the calls, have my little call sheet. Yeah, and really that, and some of the guys like the Knicks. And different guys, start watching me doing that, and then they took that on too. Yeah. So it was infectious.
I mean, it was. I mean, Patrick's whole demeanor about him, and because he didn't have to come up there and do anything. I mean, when we first met, he was somebody that had all this stuff going on. He was wanting just really kind of in the insurance world, kind of a broker deal where getting a contract where you got some stuff, connections, introduce them, write the business, get paid on it.
Oh, sure.
So most of them really don't come around, but like Patrick wanted to, which I loved because Patrick had such an infectious personality and a positive. So when he was in there, everybody lifted up. Everybody did more.
And self-discipline, too. Yeah, you're like, I could have made those calls from home. I still came in. I dig that. Yeah, that's good stuff.
And that's part of it, say work ethic, but also being coachable.
Yeah.
Because I learned, earlier, even though I was pretty much the seasoned guy in the office, I still respected.
I was maybe 21.
I guess.
Yeah, I was probably 21.
Yeah, I respected authority. I respected guys in those positions.
Sure.
The coach.
Yeah, but you wouldn't have if I was an asshole. Let's be honest.
You got the bleep on that now?
I got it.
If I was an arrogant egotistical person. First, you'd have never come up there and made the calls because you would have respected it enough that you wouldn't have come up there to put yourself in a situation to pop off. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
And I think that's what the key to because I used it as I was bending Patrick's ear as much as I could, trying to learn as much as I could. I had a lot to learn, so instead of being somebody that thought I was king of everything because it was I was paying the bills there and all that I didn't have anything to learn, and I think by doing that it helped our office because Patrick was there and lifted everything up.
Yeah, thank you. It was a great time. It was a great time during that time. It was 2008, 2009. And so did that and hit my bonuses too. In the tier 3, tier 1, tier 3, those bonuses, great times. But but after that, I knew I wanted to go into something as far as with the new wave of being an online marketer.
Yeah.
And so started IamActionJackson.com. My nickname,
really? Oh wow.
Yeah, that was his nickname, Action Jackson in football and stuff. That's why I said action whenever I started off.
Yeah, Coach Beasley, 7th grade, gave me the nickname Patrick Action Jackson. So right now, even on some of the products I have, I've written a book. The book is Pearls of Wisdom, Practical Action Tips. I always try to use the action word in
action.
all
I like
things.
that.
Yeah.
And the company is Action Online Marketing, and the blog is IamActionJackson.com.
That's you still running that? I am Action Jackson.
Still running
I love it. I was gonna say I hope you didn't give that up. It's good to run.
Still running. But I always credit my again go back to coaches. My 7th grade coach. I always try to give him his flowers. He's still alive, but I always let him know that you imparted something in me that I'm still using to this day.
Coach Beasley?
Coach Beasley.
Coach Beasley. I like that.
Isn't it how important that is to remember that in your everyday walk as people that you have the ability to maybe have one little saying or have one little deal to make an impact on somebody forever?
Exactly.
Isn't that amazing?
Big.
Yeah.
So like you mentioned in the previous segment about being that person to encourage someone.
Yep.
Because you never know what someone's going through.
Yep.
And so I always take that. And that was a time when, when I was playing the game, pro football, there was a time when he was partying all the time and just getting away from my morals in the system. My parents, the upbringing.
Which is important to make sure everybody understands that not all of us are perfect all the time.
Right.
That's the thing, because if you mess up something, you can come back from it.
Sure.
And that was a time I used to say, I don't want to be called Action because I have really dishonored the name. I'm just out here doing everything, hanging out, spending
Felt
money.
like you were a fraud.
I was like, man. And so people will say, Patrick Action Jackson. And I was like, I kind of frowned on it. In 2009, when one of my fraternity brothers, he was a website creator. And he was coming up with the names, domain names and everything. I said, what are we going to call it? He said, Action Jackson. I am Action. That's who you are. And at that point, I said, you know what? Once I get it back, I'm going to start calling myself this Action, pseudo name or whatever. I said, I got to do it right.
Yeah.
I got to do it right. So,
sure.
And so on your blog, what can they find? What are they going to find on there?
Just a lot of motivational quotes, motivational talks, videos.
Yep.
Also online sales systems that I do and I recommend to other people starting an online business. I want to work from home. Also books. I'm a big book reader, and so different books that you can, go through Amazon or different Barnes and Nobles and purchase some books.
What would you Matt, Zach, y'all have any questions for Patrick and kind of what he's done? Have y'all had anything you wanted to kind of come up with or comment on?
No, the only thing that really stood out to me, there's a lot that stood out to me, but the thing I really wanted to ask about, and this isn't really a question, it's more of an observation. Mm-hmm. You said you always pay respect, right? You kiss the ring of your 7th grade coach,
right?
Football coach, Mr. Beasley, Coach Beasley.
Yeah, Coach Beasley.
I did football in 7th grade.
Did you?
And I never played again. Because I had a terrible experience. I just thought it was funny how you have come so far and you've done so much. You look back on 7th grade football and you're like, that was it.
And that was the
coach
ending for
changed
you.
It for me.
Right.
And I don't know if I just didn't want it enough or maybe I just didn't have the right experience, but I can get behind that because in a way I can relate to it, even though I didn't feel the same way. I'm like, man, that's really rad.
Right.
And that you're still willing to look back and go, I'll never forget where I came from.
Exactly.
I can get behind that.
But how powerful is that it can that's what I think everybody's going to understand is that every little word they have in their actions can have an impact in such a positive and in such a
negative
opposite way,
Exactly. Exactly. And it's for me, because growing up there, all my friends, was involved in sports too.
Yeah.
And so for me, I was like the fastest kid on the block. but I was always the smallest. And so that one little thing, action, and then my other coach, it was a kid that was same grade but a couple of years older.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, man,
that's East Texas right there, baby.
this guy beat me like just almost a half a length of a field.
Yeah.
In running and track.
Yeah.
And I, Coach, will I ever beat him running? And he said, one day you'll get him. Just keep working.
Yeah.
And this is seventh, going in 8th grade. Just keep working. And that was just like adding, gas to fire to those logs. You're talking about lighting a fire and
wet wood, yeah.
Oh man, and so I got him in 10th grade. I have a journal at home in my mom's house.
That's awesome.
That I went and sucked him up, beat him up.
I think, and that's like the perfect thing to say as we go out on this episode is, one day you will. Like if there's anything for people to leave from this is thinking, know that as long as you keep working, one day you're going to get it. So all the people that are listening on anything you're trying to get, as long as you keep working, I can promise you're going to be better off no matter what there is, as long as you keep striving for that,
I want to make one point, too, with that. Just one point is that I was in the NFL for basically a year and a half. And, of course, they say NFL stands for not for long.
Yeah.
And so now I look back, and it would be a year and a half this August. I've been a NFL youth ambassador.
Yeah.
And I take more pride now because I'm saying almost 30 years later, I'm back in the NFL.
Yeah.
I'm a consultant with the youth groups. I'm a former player, transitional coach.
Yep.
All these things with the NFL, and I'm like, now I got to be in the NFL longer this time.
Yeah.
Than I was
Yeah. That's good. I'm going to make it longer than that year and a half this time.
I like that. Yeah.
Where can they find you at? Give them all your where they can find you on social media and say your blog again and all of that real quick.
Well, blog is IamActionJackson.com. And the pseudonym for Twitter, all the social media platforms is The Action Online, THE, Action Online. That's on the Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and
all that good stuff.
At The Action Online,
Zach?
I dig that. Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at AppleZacintosh. That's me. Lots of hot takes over there, so tune in.
Well, I got to say thank you, Patrick, for taking your time out. I mean, as soon as I asked him, he's like, yeah, man, I'll come on. I'd love to, so I appreciate that a lot. And I'm hoping we're going to have you on several more times because I think you're great. And we're definitely going to have you on the next episode as well, so everybody's got to come back and listen to that. But at Heath Oaks, at Ignorance on Fire, you know where you can look me up. secondshotcast@gmail.com. Thoughts, questions, anything. We'll see you next time. Love you guys.
You're listening to RNCN, the digital destination for premium talk radio.